Hi, welcome to Nourishing Body and Soul, the podcast. Get ready to revitalize your mind, body, and soul. We're here to inspire women who are looking to break free from old patterns and ideas to create a life of increased confidence and improved health. Say goodbye to limiting beliefs and hello to new possibilities. So kick back, get ready to have some fun, and let's dive in. We'll uncover tools and insights that can help you build a life that's truly nourishing, body and soul. Hi, I'm Tracy.
I'm Victoria.
And we're glad you're here with us today. Welcome. So I know better than this, and I trust 100% that you have done the same thing. I've been reading a lot lately, and I'm finding myself way too often falling into the trap of, oh, just one more chapter. Oh, just one more chapter. And then I end up spending way much more time reading than I have. Normally I just read while I'm eating lunch or eating breakfast or something. Mm-hmm. And then I end up taking, instead of 20 minutes to have breakfast, I end up sitting there for an hour.
Oh,
because it's just one more chapter. Just one more chapter.
Well, you have a good boss. I know your boss. He's probably forgiving a little bit.
Oh, no, I'm on time to work, so
okay.
He doesn't know. He doesn't care. I mean, when I'm home by myself.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, so. Well, I know better than like my perimenopause or menopause mind, that I forget things. And I had like 2 or 3 things that happened this week, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is I know better than. I should have written it down because then I would remember. And now I don't know if I think that I just was perfect in the past week, but I'm just feeling like I don't know what I didn't know better than, other than I know better than to just not write things down when they're important. So there's my I know better. I know better than
to trust your memory.
Yeah, being a whack job. That's it. Anyway.
Oh God.
So that's that.
Okay.
Apologize. It's not some good meaty thing.
Well, no, that is a good meaty thing, is how many of us think we're going to remember. 100% sure we're going to remember that.
Yeah.
Mm-mm. Yeah. We really need.
It must have been really bad for my mind to be like, take that away.
Yeah, I'm sure that's it. I'm sure it wasn't just any normal human function. It was something that was really bad.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
All right.
So we have survived Thanksgiving.
Yes.
Heading into December.
Yes. Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
I'm feeling excited about this.
All right. Yes. No, I am too.
I'm excited.
Skeptically
excited for today's topic. And then we're going to be doing something fun in December that we want you to join us with.
Yes.
So, first of all, starting with a little story about Mr. Rogers, as in Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. I read this thing one time where he was talking about, as a child, when he would be, something frightening would happen, if there was something going on, if there whatever. And his mom always told him, find the helpers.
If something bad was going on.
Right. Or something frightening or something. Yeah. Find the helpers. There's always helpers. And how he really took that to heart, and he tried to always be one of the helpers, but then also in any situation. And as he got older and was more aware of world events and things like that, and some of the really bad stuff that goes on, to find a way to maintain hope, find people who are helping, and that gives us hope, or in whatever way we can to be someone who helps. And so thinking about that, these people are just angels. And we've been talking about this.
Yeah. And I think angels kind of get a bad rap a little bit. Like angels getting a bad rap. I really do think so. Because you think about angels, and a lot of times you think about these people hanging out on clouds. Well, they're not people, but whatever. Hanging out on clouds. Yeah, singing, and they got their harp. They're winging down. Sometimes you see an avenging angel every once in a while coming with a sword and fire for hair or whatever. So I think they kind of get a bad rap. I think that when you think about angels, when I think about angels, first of all, I think about that. But then my next thought is there's a lot of human beings that are angels too. Lots of human beings are angels. Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, I know that people think I know that experiences have happened to people where there's a non-human being that helps them. And that happens. I don't think that's happened to me ever, but what would I know? I don't know if they're real angels or not. Yeah. Anyway.
Topic for another day, that one, because today we want to talk about people being
Yes.
the angels.
Yes.
And helping. And I just think, and it doesn't have to be anything big. I think about a friend of mine who, after my, it was when my,
Well, are we okay?
When my father died, my dad had a stroke 3 years before he died. He lived far away from me. He never regained speech, and he couldn't, type an email or whatever. So there had been a lot of the grieving that had already happened in the 3 years. And so when my dad died, of course I was sad, but it wasn't as devastating as if he had been a daily part of my life. And this sweet friend, I was functioning fine. I wasn't overcome by my grief or anything. And this very sweet friend just came over and brought dinner and said, I just thought you might not want to have to cook tonight. It's like, that was such a thoughtful thing to do. To me, that day, she was an angel, because even though I was well enough that I could have cooked for my family, I wasn't, so distraught that was a big burden. But just to have somebody show that kind of tender care, it meant so much to me, especially at a time when it wasn't like an imminent need,
Yeah.
So that's an angel. That's an angel.
Yes, there are those.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, there have been, during darker times, there's always people who, I've had problems with my car and just had somebody that I could call who immediately was like, okay, that's fine. Or I injured my arm. Well, I talked about that when I fell, and it was in the middle of the night. And so I text this woman who's a friend, but like she texted me back immediately, and I texted her like 2 or 3 in the morning, and she texted me back immediately and was like, where do you want to go? Where do you want to go to the ER? And I was like, I'm not ER ready, but like if we could go to urgent care pretty immediately. And she was at my house like 5:45, 5:45, which is when they opened. And she just and she waited around. I mean, just stuff like that. She's just a constant angel for everyone around her too. She is like a huge inspiration for me, because she really just makes everyone around her lighter, and you always leave her house feeling better. And that's 100% angel.
Yeah.
To me. Yeah.
So what we're doing this month, starting tomorrow, December 1st.
Yes. Well, that was kind of like Star Wars thing. Stars, angels, same.
There you go.
Okay.
It works. We are going to have our December kindness adventure.
A kindness adventure.
Yes. And what we mean by that is that every day in December, we will be doing some act of kindness.
I'm sorry. It's just that you do this naturally. Like it's like water. Like service just comes out, or kindness just comes out. I'm not that kind, and I don't have a lot of practice in being kind and making myself be kind. So
that's why we're doing it.
Horrible. That's why we're doing it for me.
No, because it's something I haven't like developed. This is
my natural. So this is not going to be easy for me. That's going to be easy for her. This is going to be a challenge for me, because I'm such a Scrooge.
Well, no,
Grinch stole Christmas. I'm the Grinch stealing Christmas kind of.
Oh yeah, I 100% believe that absolutely has been my experience of you. You're lying to yourself about that.
All right, well, I am a little nervous about this, but go ahead.
Okay, well, okay. I think, correct me if I'm wrong, I think one of the things you're nervous about is your perfectionism may be coming into play here, because we get this idea that in order for something to count, it has to be some big or well-planned and perfectly executed thing.
We're going to talk about meals. Okay, so this is me doing a meal. So I belong to a church-ish. I belong to a church. And people take food to each other when things go, like you have a new baby or they're sick or something terrible happens. Okay. So I was very excited about this because I like to cook. And most people bring casseroles. And so I decided that I was going to do like some Southern meal where I like cooked up like Southern greens, and I made coleslaw. Like I didn't buy this stuff. I made coleslaw. I made cornbread. We did pulled pork sandwiches. And I mean, I didn't make the buns, but you can't do everything. And I go and I've got like mostly people come and they have like a casserole and they go here and they leave it. I came and I had like bags of food with all this stuff, and here's for salad and here's for this, and they're like, what is this? And they were grateful that they didn't have to have casserole. So then they were really grateful. This is the first time I did it. So they were really grateful that it wasn't casserole. So then I decided, well, anytime I bring a meal, it can't be casserole because I want to be known as the non-casserole person. And so, yeah, so then I make these elaborate meals, you know, and people in my church, some of them have a lot of kids. And if you've got like 4 kids and, you know, I'm making a meal for me and my mom. And before that, I was making a meal for me. So,
That's a lot
so when I like go 6, I'm like, what do I do for this? And that's endless amounts of food I just bring. So anyway, and it's always appreciated, but it is a big deal. It's not
surprised me.
It is not a small deal at all for me to bring food.
Now, see,
Or soup. I do soup. Soup is fine. I can do like potato soup, like with sour cream and all that.
There, you have brought me potato
I
soup
have.
before. That reminds me. It's worth getting sick.
Yeah. I've gotten, I got calls for that soup actually during COVID.
Well, that's when you brought it to me.
Yeah.
It was when I had COVID.
Yeah.
The first time it's like, I can tell this is good, but I can't taste it.
Yeah.
So she made me another batch.
Yeah.
But I could taste again.
Yeah. Yeah. And I got calls from people who were like, I heard that I don't want to ask, but also I have COVID and I think your soup is the thing that people can taste and it's all right down. So I did. I took potato soup all around. But see, it was a big deal though, because it's not like, you know, like everything has to be done perfectly. So no one can help me. Like, Mom, get out of the kitchen. Yeah.
See, we get in our own way.
So so this is me thinking of like a kindness adventure. Okay, fine. Once a week, I do some kindness. Twice a week, I do some kindness. But like every day. You want every day a kindness adventure. And this makes me feel like my anxiety is like bubbling to the surface of like, what in the world am I going to do?
Okay. So we'll talk about some things to do, but first of all, let's just say this is not you're not going to have to turn in a marked off calendar for every day that you do or don't do. So no, if we aim for 31 days of December and we hit 10,
that's 10 more,
and that's 10 more days than we may have thought of before.
That's true.
So it's about, part of this is just because it's fun. Part of this is because I think the world is a heavy place. No, the world is a heavy place. And actually, we can, even just in the tiniest way, lighten somebody's load just a little. Those little bits add up so much. And
they really do.
They can make such a difference.
Yeah, that is true. When I think about that, when I think about all the darkness and going on in the world and wars and all of it is so painful and so painful to see, to think that there could be some light. So we're bringing a little light, not just for the person that does the service, but actually for me. I could use some light. Well,
we all could. Well, it's just so to instill a little bit of hope in the goodness of the world. To be the angels. And not like on a harp, although if you play a harp, that's awesome. That's probably pretty awesome. Can you imagine like jingle bells and you've got like the harpist as you go around as carolers? Anyway, sorry, clearly my mind is
active imagination. And just thinking
And
that
this
is
is why
super
she thinks
awesome.
it's a big deal to do something nice every day.
Yeah, I need to find, like, I can't go around singing Christmas carols because
Unless I have a harp
we need
player.
to find the harp player. Hey, Angel, chop chop.
Bring me a harpist.
Anyway, all right.
So,
Sorry.
but simple things.
Okay. Yes.
Simple things.
And you're going to give us like examples.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, this is what we're gonna do. We're not, and again, not a hard and fast format. Just if you're somebody who was like,
Need some structure.
yeah, we're gonna give a little bit of structure. So we've got 7 areas, like one, not ideally even, just as something to work with if you want structure. 7 areas, like one for each day of the week.
Mhm.
And to try to do one in each of these areas every week.
Yes.
So I'll give examples for each of these areas.
I'm gonna try this.
So
By the way,
the first, and I'll put these 7 areas in the description of this video. So if you want to do this, you can look back and see what they are there. Or if you just want to make up your own, that's cool too. So the first area is doing something kind for one of your closest people. If you're married, for your spouse, or for a dear friend, or just for your closest person, or one of your very inner circle, something nice for them.
Mhm.
So that can look like a lot of different things. That can look like, maybe for me, my husband goes to work at a ridiculous hour of the day. And so it's always like, I'm just happy if his alarm doesn't wake me up.
Mhm.
So for me, it would, if I got up and made him some breakfast one morning, even if it's just, here's your bowl of cereal, I'll poured it for you so you don't have to think about what you're gonna have for dinner, breakfast.
Okay.
That, something as simple as that
Okay. That's not hard.
No, not hard, but would he appreciate that? I'm 100% sure that he would appreciate, and it's something out of the ordinary. And then I could just go back to bed and hopefully go back to sleep. So it's not like I'm now starting my day at 4 a.m.
Hey, that doesn't sound super hard.
Yeah, but
If you want, I can come over and give your husband breakfast because I'm
you're up.
I'm up writing at that time, so I'm perfect. Yeah.
For her, it would be, making somebody lunch, but
Yeah.
would change the schedule. But
Yeah.
so something as simple as that, something that would speak to them.
I just offered to come give your husband breakfast. It was my kindness. You can sleep, Tracy. I'll give your husband breakfast.
See, that'd be kind to both of us.
Yeah, there we go. See me over here. What time does he get up? See me over here at 4 a.m.
There you go.
Is it 4?
Yeah. He doesn't leave at 4, but he's up at 4. I think that's when his
Yeah,
alarm goes off.
that's a good prime time for me.
Oof.
I'm wrapping up my
Not me.
writing. Yeah, that's a good time. I'm gonna bring you breakfast.
There you go. So, or like you live with your mom.
Yeah.
So what's something that you could do for your mom? Just some simple thing.
Yeah, there's stuff. I'm like,
I'm putting you on the spot. Come up with something right
Yeah,
now.
I haven't really thought about it, but I mean,
Yeah.
there's
Yeah.
things.
So just simple things.
Yeah.
Simple things. Maybe
I haven't
some
thought
little-
about it.
Yeah,
I
maybe
need to-
some task that they usually do it for them that day,
Mhm.
whatever. So something simple like that. Doesn't have to be a big thing. Or if you are somebody who loves to plan and loves to do something, then make a grand gesture if that makes your heart sing. But it doesn't need to be anything that elaborate.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Especially if we're going to do this every day. And maybe if you do want to do something big, your kindness for that day is spending some time planning the big thing you're going to do for another day.
Oh,
That
for the next
100%.
week, because you're doing like
Right,
one thing a
right,
week. Okay.
right.
Yeah.
So that's kind if you're spending time thinking about them and planning something for them.
Mhm.
That's a kind thing.
Yes.
And it may not affect them that day, but it will affect you that day. And then it will be a nice big surprise for them on another day.
Yes.
So that's one category, your closest person.
Mhm.
And then the next category is
So do that on a day.
yeah, any day, whatever. And then another day of the week, your family. Close family or distant family. If it's you don't live near your family,
Mhm.
pick up a phone when you haven't called in.
Yeah, or send a text.
Yeah, a phone or text
I have a huge family.
or here's a thought. Send something actually in snail mail so they have something handwritten.
That's what I was
a
going to
nice
do.
note to them.
That's what I
in
was
their
going to do.
mailbox.
when we
Yeah,
get to
yeah,
another
go.
thing.
She's not writing to her family, but.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna write to my family. I'm gonna write to my family. They're just different parts of my
So-
family. But yeah, I haven't thought about like the family thing. I can do something nice for my sister. My
Yeah.
sister is always, she's coming back from a cruise and she's got travel things and she would appreciate some meal or something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so,
Although if you bring a meal to her,
well, I was gonna say, especially after coming back from a cruise, I don't know that I want to cook something right after I cook everything went down after that. But anyway, so your family, whether near or far, just an extended, not even, no. Somebody who lives in your house or another
Mhm.
family member that doesn't live in your house.
yeah,
Um,
make someone's favorite cookies
there you go.
if you are a baker.
Or a purchaser and you know what cookies they
Yes.
like from what bakery.
Yes, yes. Mhm.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Next category is a friend. This is probably going to be the easiest one because we get to choose our friends and we generally know what they like
Yes.
because we spend time with them and do the fun things with them. And
Mhm.
so, I mean, this could just, man, run the gamut
Mhm.
of, okay, going out to lunch day on me, or, oh gosh, whatever,
Yeah.
you know, your friends,
Mhm.
do something nice for a friend. And if you're an introvert that has only 3 friends, you can repeat. It's a repeat. You have to be 5 different
Yeah.
friends.
Yeah. That's good. Good. My physical therapist. My physical therapist friend.
There you go. Yeah, bring him some potato soup.
Oh, I know. That's yeah.
Mhm.
Bring them potato soup.
Mhm.
You're serious?
I am serious.
Oh, okay.
I am serious. I made potato soup last night. I had extra. Thought you might like it. Bring some to him and to his
To the
front desk person.
Mhm. Yeah. Okay. Well,
There
if
you
I
go.
do, I'll be like, someone said.
My friend told me to bring you soup. No.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah.
The next category is a child, because Christmas time is especially magical for kids. And when children are in hard situations, especially, Christmas time can feel especially challenging for them. So helping keep that magic alive for a child. Now, I don't have children living in my home anymore, so this is not something I can do right here, but there's still, I mean, this can go so many ways. I could make a donation to a children's hospital. I could do something
St. Jude's is always,
yeah.
I mean, we're not sponsoring anything, but they're
Yeah.
always doing good things.
Yeah. There's a lot of, or even a local, like a local foster, your local foster kids organization. A donation of time or money, whichever is works for you. There's just so many things. So if you have children, they can be grown children too, but in this particular case, the focus is a little more on younger children. But again, this is your kindness adventure.
Yeah.
Do
Yeah.
what you want with it. Or
Well, I have nieces and nephews that are around my age, or a little bit younger, but they all have kids. So my nephews and nieces are like me. So there's nothing, I mean, they're married and they have kids, not all of them. But anyway, but like I was going to write letters to all their kids because, well, first of all, there's 30 something of them and I could do it once a week. And they are super young and they've never had very many letters or anything that come in the mail. I venture a guess.
Probably addressed to them.
Yeah, addressed to them. So I thought that might be fun for me.
And for them.
Yes, and hopefully for them. But yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So just all that. And well, this, like, my granddaughters are in the Nutcracker this month. And so I take them flowers for their performances and just see what I can do for them for that.
Can I go to the performance? Does that count as something?
Yeah.
Or is that like, would that be weird?
No, that wouldn't be weird.
Well, I mean,
I actually will talk. The tickets just are available today for family.
Oh, okay.
And they go fast.
Oh, okay.
I was on the site literally minutes after they were available for sale, and like
they're gone.
Front row center was all, whole front row was all done. A lot of the front section was done. And I was like, okay, wow.
People want to take videos, I guess, of the mayhem that might ensue with the hope.
I don't know. These girls are good dancers.
Oh, they are good. So there's no mayhem that's going to ensue.
Although some of the little mice, you
Oh,
don't know what's going to happen with them.
that's
They're
fun. Yeah, I can imagine.
but
Okay,
anyway, so
there we go. We just picked
something-
one.
Something kind for a child.
Mhm.
The next category is a stranger or your community. There's, oh gosh, every community has service projects going on in December. So if you want to do something organized, just look up
Habitat
online.
for Humanity.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just look up online. There's a really good website called Just Serve, JUSTSERVE.org. And it has, you can go in there and you can find like geographically area.
Really, no matter
near-
where you live?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was just here, just serve.
No, no, no.
Oh, it's everywhere.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. So you
Okay.
can go there and it will give you local charities that are in your area, and you can find something that suits your interests, and you can help that way, or
help
just
dogs.
look for.
Oh, that's what, also, if you don't want to help children, which is fine, you, of course you want to help children. I'm not saying you don't want to help children, but also we had talked about pets also.
Yeah.
So doing something sweet for your pet, either getting it, he or she is like the, I don't know, their favorite toy or a new toy, or going to a shelter and helping out there or something. It doesn't have to be a child. You can be like fur babies too.
Mhm.
Just saying.
Yes. Yes.
Pet your iguana.
So
Extra time. Anyway, I went out with a guy who had an iguana, but I didn't know it. And so I went to his house like after a few days. I went to his house and I was walking to the bathroom and he goes to go down that hall and he goes, open the closet door. Well, he didn't say open the closet door, he just opened the door. And it was to a closet, but I opened it and the closet was just created into this big jungle of like for an iguana, and there's a giant iguana
paradise.
Yeah, and it has this like crazy lights and stuff. Well, if you open the door thinking that it's going to be a bathroom, and you open and you see this giant iguana in like a tree with crazy lights, that's a scary
it's a
thing.
little startling.
I have not gotten over that scare, as you can tell. So it's still film. I like, oh my gosh. Well, anyway, I thought that was super funny. We didn't date long after that. It had nothing to do with the iguana.
But it had an impact.
It had an impact. That is, I'll never forget that.
She's
Like,
bringing it up as an after service to pet an iguana.
burned in my. But if you have an iguana, pet it. Extra.
There you
You never know. Or build it. Take a closet and build a paradise, jungle paradise for it. It can happen.
She has evidence.
Oh.
Or if you don't want to jump in and be with the community, just things like what I did this before, something, and I'm talking super, super simple, because it just lightens somebody's load a little bit. I mentioned this, I think it was on another episode of the podcast, or no, we've talked about it. I don't know if we were recording when we did. But I would just, when I went to the grocery store, I would take shopping carts that people had ditched in parking places. So now the parking places were not usable.
Mhm.
And I just take them and I'd move them into the corral,
Mhm.
which A, helps the worker, but I have no idea who the worker
Yeah.
is. And B, opens up that parking place for whoever comes next after me. And now here's a good
Mhm.
parking place for you.
Or put them in. My mom is handicapped, and so, well, she's well, I mean, she has trouble walking, so but she'll still go to the grocery store, but it's happy for her if somebody in the handicap parking has left a cart. And she's always talking about how it's great when people leave carts in handicap parking on purpose, so then she doesn't have to walk to find a cart, because walking like a cart thing
Gives her stability.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for those words.
But if you're going to do that, they don't need 15 carts, so don't make it a cart corral.
Yeah, no.
And also be sure that you're leaving it far enough away that they can open doors and get out. And so be thoughtful in the placement of it if you're going to leave it there. So just, I mean,
probably won't stay there long. They gather stuff like that pretty much. So, it's always nice if you do.
Yeah.
'Cause
So just, I mean, super, super simple. Something as simple as if you're walking somewhere in your community, pick up some trash and leave it looking a little nicer for somebody. Completely anonymous. You don't have to even interact with anybody if you don't want to.
I totally could do that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think we make it harder. We think we have to have these grandiose plans and we have to make it a significant moment for the other person. We don't.
Do you need like a little stabber? Do I need like a vest, like one of those like gay go vest, a helmet, and like stab some garbage?
If you want to go there, you can. But
Okay.
again, here you are making it bigger than it has to be.
Just thinking outfit wise, just
What do I wear to pick up trash?
Yes, exactly. But there are organizations that do that too all over. I know in the Bay Area, there's ones that do it in Muir Park, and on the beach and whatever.
Yeah. So there's just, when you're talking for a complete stranger, hold a door open for somebody.
That counts.
Yeah. Is it being kind?
Yes.
Then
I
yes.
held a door open for a little kid today, and he had a Dodger cap on.
Oh, see, that's even extra.
I know. I opened the
That
door
is
and I
so
was
extra.
like, oh. And I thought, well, he has time to learn. He's still got time.
He's young.
Yeah.
He can be trained properly.
Yes. Yeah. He's got time. But anyway.
See, extra.
Well, anyway, there you go.
Yeah. So, something as simple as that. Smile at somebody who looks like they could use a smile. Just simple things. Because every little thing, you're just bringing a little bit more light into somebody's day.
It's funny to like smile and like nod at people or like wave or whatever, and they're not expecting it. Most people aren't expecting you to be, maybe if you live in the South, then people are expecting you to be nice, but people aren't expecting you to be nice here. And so, just a little nod, smile, and they're like, whoa, hey, hi person.
Make eye contact with somebody who's homeless. Acknowledge them as a person.
Yeah.
That's a big one. Even if you're not going to give money to them, even if you're not going to interact in any other way, you can still at least make eye contact.
Yes.
And that's a kindness.
Yes.
Because that's one thing that I've heard with
people.
Yeah, with unhoused people, is that they just feel invisible. And not just them. So even something as simple as making eye contact and acknowledging that somebody exists can help somebody feel seen. And that's,
then you're like, check, I've done that today. I never have to look at anyone again. That was my community service for the week.
If you want to stop there,
that's terrible.
You can also develop a habit of it.
Okay.
That's okay.
That's true. That's true. All right.
See, there's no perfectionism in that.
No.
How can I make eye contact a bigger deal?
Well, you can.
Then you easily tread over into creeper territory.
Well, maybe.
Okay. And then the sixth area is, if you are a person who believes in God, do something nice for your God. What would your God want you to do?
Like sacrificial lamb on the altar? Like what the heck?
Something that it can be the same kind of thing. Well, if you are a Christian, spend time in the Bible.
Oh, you mean read the Bible?
Yeah. Spend a little time in the Bible. Would God be happy with that? Yeah.
Okay.
Something like that. Or if you're not a religious person, just the acknowledging your own spirit, your own being, or of somebody else. It's just something that
5 minutes meditation.
That nurtures your spirit or somebody else's spirit. Acknowledging that.
Okay. That's gonna be
make eye contact with somebody in your yoga class when you say namaste.
Yeah. Do something. You can meditate for like 5 minutes and see how it goes.
Yeah. So just nurturing that spiritual side. Do something nice for your God. Whatever you recognize as God, do something nice for your God.
Or sacrificial goat.
We do not condone animal sacrifice, period.
Okay. All right. That falls into the fur babies.
A stuffed
fur
goat.
babies.
If you have a stuffed goat.
Okay. You never know.
But really seriously, everybody, what am I going to do with her?
I don't know. It's not. I'm a mess. Yeah. Never mind. It's the whole thing. I'm not going to say. We're talking about spiritual things. That's good. I will work on that.
I will let you drop that one.
I will work on that. Yeah.
And then the last one is, because we tend to be very hard on ourselves. The last area is to do something kind for yourself. So that's our seventh area. Do something kind for yourself. if you push yourself really hard and you must be out of bed by 5:30 every morning and it's hard, let yourself sleep in or stay in bed until 5:45, or take a bubble bath. I know that's always what you go
Oh
to.
my gosh. His bubble bath with the candles. I hear self-care. All I see on Instagram is like bubble bath with candles, glass of wine, maybe
There you go.
champagne if you're feeling spunky, sparkling cider if you're feeling less spunky.
See, book bubble bath, that speaks to me, doesn't speak to her. Whatever, do something kind for yourself, take care of yourself.
Okay.
Because especially if you're going to be focusing every other day of the week on doing something kind for somebody else, you need to refill your own well. So whatever that looks like, if you want to go for a little walk, if you love to work
Something
out,
you don't usually do, right? Like that, like something out of the routine.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't have to be something you never do, but something you maybe just wish you would take more time for that you usually don't.
Mm-hmm.
Like giving yourself an extra 20 minutes to read the extra chapters in the book.
Exactly. If it's a good book, yeah, pick up a good book if you haven't in a while.
So what our intention is, and we reserve the right to play with this some, but we'll be reporting back some of our fun favorite things that we're doing this month. So watch for that in our upcoming episodes. What is going on?
I don't know, because you're like so good, and so you're gonna come up with all these great stories, and I'm gonna be like, yep, I smiled at a stranger. I like didn't kick a kid.
You're
terrible. Never do that. I've never done that, not ever, not even once. Oh my gosh. So contrary. There's no way. I'm just so contrary. Like, it's hard for me to go, okay, these are things I'm going to do. And I see a list of like, all right, these are the people you need to work on, including yourself or a dog or cat or iguana, fish, whatever. Whatever. Yeah. I just see all that later, I'm like, oh, my mind just automatically rebels. I'm a terrible human being. That's what I said at the beginning. She's very good at this, and I am terrible. All right.
No,
I'm gonna try.
You do not give yourself enough credit, and it doesn't need to be a big deal.
Okay.
Here's one.
Okay.
That we're going to do together.
Oh, we are.
Okay. In our community and in I don't know how many
makes me
communities
scared
throughout the no, you're gonna like this. It's super fun.
Okay.
If you check,
don't make me wrap presents, please.
Giving machine.
I'm very bad.
Giving machine.
Presents.
I don't know if have you heard of the giving machines?
I have heard of the giving machine.
They are vending machines,
yes,
that have cards in them, and they range from we had one in Roseville Galleria last year here. It's going to be here again this year.
Oh, they're bright red.
Yeah, bright red. And I thought, oh gosh, that's really fun. I was down there, and my daughter and I went and visited it. And I'm thinking, I don't know if I'm able to afford anything in there. They literally are just vending machines, and like instead of buying your Gatorade or Red Bull or Snickers bar, you buy a card that is. And they range from $5 up to I think like $250. A pair of socks for a child in foster care, or 10 meals, and like for these prices,
and like goats. You can buy goats.
You can.
I think, right?
Well, actually, I don't know if in the giving machines, Heifer International is a fantastic charity.
I bought my family that once, and they were not impressed.
My daughter did that for me, I think last year, and I was thrilled.
Yeah, I thought they'd be super excited that I bought them like chickens and goats and stuff, and they were not. But anyway, I don't think they understood this was a long time ago when they very first started.
Yeah, so Heifer International is great. Make a donation to a charity. You can do that for your community or stranger day.
We are
we're going to go to Roseville, to the giving machine.
Okay.
I mean, it was awesome last year. For a price that I could afford, which is not exorbitant, I actually paid for a well.
A well?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
And so they'll
That's
have
impressive.
Will have local options, and then they have further away options. International. Yeah.
Oh, fun. All right.
So, and they're a big price range. So even if your budget is small, $5, they have $5 items in there, and you can do a ton of good. And it's so fun.
Okay.
To go to a vending machine, and instead of getting a Gatorade, you're getting a well for somebody.
Yeah.
Or sleeping bag for a homeless person, unhoused person, whatever the term is we're using right now. I don't
Thank
want to
you.
be incorrect.
We
but-
do our best here to be correct.
And it's hard to keep up.
Yes.
So
Sometimes
anyway,
it is.
so we're doing that.
Okay. All right. I can
We're
do
doing
that.
Mhm,
I can do that.
mhm.
Yeah.
So anyway, so your
Can
closest.
we go to Leatherby's after?
Yes, we can.
Okay.
Your-
That's doing something for myself.
Your closest
my-
other person, a
Yes.
family member, a friend, a child, be they
Or pet.
human
Or
or fur
baby.
baby,
Yes.
or I don't know, what's an iguana have? Not
Yeah.
scales.
Scales. Yeah. Scale baby.
Your stranger or community,
Mhm.
your God or spiritual side, and if something good to take care of yourself.
Yes.
So those are our 7 areas.
All right.
so-
I need you once a week, once
Let's
a day.
go on this adventure, and obviously
All right.
starting tomorrow, so you're gonna start out super simple unless you already just happen to have some nice big service project in your back pocket.
Yes.
If you're that person, yay, go for it. But have fun.
Yes.
And above all, just make this your own, and do not make it a rule thing. And if you miss a day, get after yourself. Nope, none of that allowed. None of that allowed.
Okay.
Just
And doesn't have to be perfect.
right. And you don't have to use our areas that we're suggesting. These are just suggestions.
Okay.
So, and we'll be reporting back, and I can't wait to
All
hear.
right.
Bye.
Bye, everybody. Good luck.
And this will nourish your soul for sure.
Godspeed.
Hey, if you want to help us grow this podcast that we're having fun doing, like and subscribe.
And comment.
Oh, yes.
Please comment. We will comment back.
Yes, we will. Hey, it's Tracy. If this was helpful and you'd like more, follow me on Instagram at tlastel.nourishingbodyansoul, or on Facebook or YouTube at Nourishing Body and Soul, or you can find my website at nourishingbodysoul.com. Thanks for tuning in to Nourishing Body and Soul, the podcast. Before we wrap up, we just want to remind you that the information we share in this podcast is for educational and informational purposes only and is not intended for medical advice. While we hope you find our discussions helpful, we strongly recommend that you seek the advice of a qualified healthcare provider before making any changes to your diet, exercise routine, or any other aspect of your health. We also want to make it clear that the host, guests, and producers of this podcast are not responsible for any adverse effects or consequences that may result from the use of any information or suggestion discussed in this podcast. We care about your well-being, but we can't take responsibility for individual outcomes. By listening to this podcast, you agree to indemnify and hold harmless the host, guests, and producers of this podcast from and against any and all claims, damages, liabilities, costs, and expenses arising from your use of the information provided in this podcast. We're so grateful for your support, and we hope you keep listening and learning with us. Thanks.